hard it is for Mom and Dad to help me with my disability. I wish they didn't have to do it.
You are so important to your mom and dad, and they love you. Believe me, you're totally worth it to them. Hi, I'm Zach, and you're listening to Keys for Kids. Come on in, let's get started. My family often fosters dogs for the local animal shelter, and sometimes the dogs might have a handicap from getting hurt. Those dogs can be a lot of work to take care of, but we love them so much, it's totally worth it. You know, Jesus is a little bit like that too, except he loves you way more than I could ever love one of our foster dogs. As a matter of fact, you're so important to him that he gave up his throne in heaven and died for you here on earth. So today, if you ever feel like you're not important to Jesus, remember what he said in Luke chapter 12, verses 6 and 7. Are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 pennies? Yet not one of them is forgotten by God. Don't be afraid. You are worth more than many sparrows. Our story today is called Worth It. Hey, buddy, Dad said to Jamal as he cleared away the lunch dishes. After I help your mom clean up, let's head over to the park. Nah, it's okay, Jamal said quietly. I don't really want to go. That doesn't sound like you, said Dad. You usually love going to the park. What's up? Jamal hesitated and then said, I heard a couple of ladies talking at church this morning about how difficult it must be for you and Mom to take care of me with my disability. I feel like it's not fair you have to do all these extra things for me that other kids don't need. You have so much to do. It's not worth your time. Dad put his hand on Jamal's shoulder. What was our lesson about in Sunday school this morning? And you better remember because I'm your Sunday school teacher. Jamal chuckled. It was about the demon-possessed man Jesus healed. Yes, Dad said, reaching for his Bible. But there's something significant about that story I didn't have time to talk about this morning. In the chapter before, Jesus spends all day preaching on one side of the lake and then asks his disciples to take him across the lake in a boat. They endure a terrible storm during the night that Jesus silences with just his words, then arrive safely on the shore where the man is living among the tombs. Then look here. After healing the man, where does Jesus go next? Jamal looked at the verse. Back across the lake? That's right. So Jesus took the time and the disciples' time and risked all of their lives in that storm just to go find one man everyone else had given up on. Dad looked Jamal in the eyes. Jesus believed that one individual was worth all his time and energy that day. And do you think Jesus feels any differently about you? Tears filled Jamal's eyes as he shook his head. In fact, Jesus is so sure of your worth that he died on the cross for you, Dad said. So what you're saying is, if I'm that important to Jesus, I'm pretty important to you and Mom too, right? Dad smiled and called toward the kitchen. Hey, honey, is Jamal pretty important to us? Mom looked up from the dishes and grinned. You better believe it. Now you two better head to the park before all the good sunshine is wasted. So how about you? Do you sometimes have a hard time believing you're worth it? Maybe you feel the stress of others and think you're just too much for them to handle. Jesus never feels that way about you. He created you for a purpose and he sacrificed his life for you. You are worth loving. Our key verse is found in the Gospel of Luke chapter 12, verses 6 and 7.
Are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 pennies? Yet not one of them is forgotten by God. Don't be afraid. You are worth more than many sparrows.
And our key thought for today, you're worth it to Jesus. Partner with Keys for Kids Radio to spread the gospel around the world. You can do that by giving a $5 monthly donation today at keysforkids.net and click Donate. Well, my name is Zach. Thanks for listening to Keys for Kids.